Hello everybody, long time no see and welcome back to another video on my channel. It is Kevin here, and as I've said in the past that I tend to record right after I get out of the shower because it's when I'm feeling the most energetic, and it happens to be when I look the worst. Like, look at this hair. Like, what is happening? I don't even know. But if you watched my last video, it was my bullet journal video, which I'll go ahead and link in the description above. I'll go ahead and link above in the card. And what I talked about was I have been in a creative rut since probably camp ended, so like about a month ago, right? And I'm finally just like, I need to get back into it. I just need to get back into it. So that's what this video is gonna be. I'm not exactly sure how this video is gonna go because I've never done anything like this before, but in today's video, my plan is to read over my critique partners, all of them, their feedback for the witch book, because I know that some of it's pretty extensive from some people and some of it is a little bit more minor. I feel like I'm working it up in my head more than it actually is, which is what I tend to do. I tend to be like, oh, it's gonna be just awful and blah blah blah, and yeah, so I'm a little worried and I'm like breaking out. Ugh, what is with my face? But I'm about to pull up all the feedback, and because Marina emailed me and she's like, when do I get to read it? And I'm like, cringe. But I am going to get started today, and I'm just gonna do some like a video on this. I don't really know how this is gonna go or what's gonna happen, but we're gonna see together because I've never done a video like this before. Like I already said that. I don't know what I'm repeating myself. Okay, I'll be back in a second. I put you up on a tripod. It's not the greatest angle. It makes me look like I'm going bald. And I realized after I did my little like freak out intro there, I don't really know if I explain what I'm doing today, or because I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. Let me move you over a little bit. I'm trying to get a better angle on it. I just don't think it's possible. What I'm gonna do is I had 4 critique partners and they gave me feedback a while ago, and I've not opened any of them. I glanced at some of them, and I think I said in my bullet journal video, I did have a talk with my sister Laura. Laura writes, she's on YouTube as well. If you watch my videos, I'm assuming you already watch her, but she's linked in the description below. We had a talk about it, so like I do have some feedback I already know about. And I did talk to Damien about it as well, because he was one of my critique partners. And I glanced at some of the other ones that I got, some of the feedback I got. What is that hair doing? I have, like, just based off those glances, I'm afraid I'm gonna end up having a lot to change and a lot to edit, which is, I'm just like a little overwhelmed already. But like, part of me is like, you don't really know until you open it and actually check. So that's what I want to do today in this video, is I want to just kind of, I don't know if I'm gonna respond to the feedback or just like my thoughts or like my worries. I don't really know what this video is at all. I am going to record something. I think that part of me is, because part of me is freaking out so badly, I think that this video may just be like a what to do when receiving critique and you're freaking out. I don't know. We'll find out as I go along. This video could be a mess and it may not even make it up on the internet, but for now, I need to actually proceed with opening all these documents and reading through them and seeing just what's to come next. Maybe this will just be an editing vlog, I don't know. We'll see, we'll see. So just starting off, I wanna go ahead and say, because I have 4 critique partners, and for instance, Brendan is one of my critique partners. Brendan watches my videos, so hello, Brendan. Brendan sent me a regular doc of the actual book, and then his like comments on a separate one. Cassidy, who's one of my other critique partners, she actually is looking to beta read for people, so she is harsh in her words. I wouldn't say she's harsh, I would say she's honest. She is looking though, so I'm gonna go ahead and put her email in the description below. If you're looking for a beta reader, you're more than welcome to, or critique partner, whatever, you are more than welcome to send her an email. I say whatever because you can, either one. Cassidy's willing to do both, I believe, so if you want to send her an email if you'd like a critique partner or a beta reader, then go ahead and email her. But she also sent me 2 documents. One was the overall comments, and then one was the actual document. Damien sent me just the document, and then Laura, I don't know what Laura sent me, but what I'm doing is I'm actually gonna start by making a folder on my desktop because I'm a little disorganized. Yeah, it's kind of a problem. I'm a little disorganized, so what I'm doing is I am, if you watch my, what's it called? Bullet journal video, I'm trying to become more organized. This month, I'm starting to become more organized, hopefully. But what I'm doing so that I can make sure I don't lose any of it is I'm actually making a folder on my desktop so that way I can have all of the feedback in one spot. I'm hoping that'll help me out because I used to have it on Dropbox, but my problem with Dropbox is everything. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm not feeling Dropbox lately, and I know I can do Google Docs, but I don't want to for these documents in particular. And if something were to happen to my computer, I still have these in my email, so that's where I'm at with that. I know a lot of people are like swear by Google Docs, but I'm just saving these to my desktop so I can very easily, I want to open them all up in Word. I still love Word, so okay, I'm gonna do that, and then yeah, I'll finally start reading the feedback. Okay. I'm hoping this angle works a little bit better, although the lighting is just awful in here today. It's just something to do with the lighting outside. It's like, it's not cloudy out, but it's just not like, it's just not great. Because I kind of needed to be able to see my other monitor, and the camera was in front of it. So let's hope this works instead better. Oh no, we'll see. Anyway, I am still downloading all the comments and stuff because there was quite a bit. Sorry, this video is just nothing, I don't know. Okay, we'll be back. So I'm having to restart my computer because my Word will not open, but I wanted to do just like a little advice. I guess I should have told myself this a while ago when I first got this feedback, is that no one is giving you feedback to be purposely mean. And I feel like if people are giving you feedback to be purposely mean, it's really obvious very early on that they are. But usually these people are people that you know, at least somewhat, and you should know like that they're not doing that. And something you should remind yourself is that people are giving you feedback to help you because they think that it'll help better the story, it'll help you make a stronger book to indie publish, or a stronger book to get an agent with and sell. That no one's ever going to be outright mean just to be mean when giving you feedback. That's not the point. And you may get some feedback that like kind of hits close to home, but that's just because you love your story, and that's good. That means that you love your story. You should love your story, and so that makes sense. But you just need to remind, my computer's being so stupid today. But you just need to remind yourself that these people are not out to hurt you. They're not out to make you feel stupid or make you feel like your story's not good. Like, I think it's good to, it's hard to remember that when you're reading through, which I haven't even started because again my computer's being stupid, but it's easy to forget that when you're reading through and you're like, just they're mentioning all the things that they don't like, or like not necessarily that they don't like, but like they think aren't working, and you're like, oh well, I thought this story was amazing. Everybody wants to have somebody come back from beta reading or critique and just be like, this is amazing, this is perfect, you know, it's amazing, you know, and that's just not realistic. And I think we just need to remember that when we're going into critique and beta reading, like the responses. I think if you're like me, and one of the things that you struggle with is like this mounting negative, not necessarily negative, but like things that aren't working or things that, you know, that were confusing, is to, when you go to your critique partners or your beta readers, you ask them to also point out things that they like, because this is something I also do on accident, is that when I am beta reading or critique partner reading, I often will forget to put the things I like, and I'll only put the things that aren't working for me, because like if I like it, like I'm just, you know, I'll keep reading through it. But it's important, I think, to stop and mention those things as well, because as someone who has had lots of, like, I went to college for creative writing, I had critique groups and stuff, and it can be difficult to be like bombarded with all this, like things that aren't working. And so something that my teacher had us do was we always had to mention our favorite line and just parts that we liked. And I think that's, if you're like me and you need those things, I'm not saying like spoon feed me all the goodness, but like, you know, if you are, could you also put down if you liked a line especially, or a scene, or a character, or something like that. That could also be something that you could ask your critique partners or your beta readers to mention. So on that, my camera's dying, so I need to go switch off the battery while this is restarting, and we'll be back. As you can tell by my crazy hair, it is a little bit later. I have had time to read over the feedback and kind of just like let it marinate in my brain. And let me tell you, okay, I feel like, at least for me, when I first read feedback that isn't, you're amazing, my immediate reaction is usually like kind of like, or okay, let me be more specific. There was parts in my book where my critique partners have put like, oh, well, I didn't understand this, or this doesn't make sense. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, well, why doesn't it, like, you don't understand it, but it was explained on this page, or like, blah, blah, you know? And I was thinking about it, and if I may have explained it on page, I may understand it, but that doesn't mean that either the explanation wasn't good enough, or it wasn't clear enough, it didn't, you know, resonate well enough that people, that if somebody missed it, if one of your critique partners or beta readers misses something and they're confused by something, chances are other people will be as well. So even though my initial reaction is to be like a little irritated, I think as writers, we need to step back, just take a step back and kind of look at it like, okay, well, why were they confused? Did I not explain it well enough? Did, you know, maybe it needs to be reiterated somewhere, or, you know, just, again, people aren't out to tell your writing's awful just to like make you feel bad about yourself. Then again, no one should ever say your writing's awful. because like that's not helpful. That is not constructive criticism. I think that when that happens, I think we need to just take a step back and be like, okay, why didn't they understand it? Is there something I could do to make it more clear? And maybe have a conversation with that that person that gave you that feedback. Like, okay, well, explain it to them, and then have them be, and then maybe then have them, you know, respond to it. Like I've done that with Laura before, where it's like she was confused by something I said, and I told her like, okay, well, this is what I was trying to do, and she'd be like, oh, okay, well, I didn't get it from this. Like this part is like where I got confused, or you know, this is maybe where you could try and explain that a little bit better. Things like that. I think it's good to like really step back from the feedback and ask yourself why they are confused or things like that. Because then my first reaction is to just be kind of like, well, I can't help that you didn't read close enough, but like, of course that's not it. Just step back and evaluate it. Having said that, my fears were like a little confirmed because the feedback was, I wouldn't say harsh. The feedback was that this book's definitely not anywhere near being ready to be sent to Rena. I don't know how long these edits are gonna take me, but I don't know. I'm gonna read a little bit more over, like I'm gonna read back over some stuff, and I might have more to say. I might end up ending this video. I know it was like a little all over the place. I'm kind of just like reacting to my feedback and kind of give you some tips. I don't really know. I don't know if this is a good video, if this is something that's interesting. If it's not, I'm sorry. If it is, you can let me know in the comments below. But for now, I'm gonna read back over it and either talk a little bit more or do an end clip, because I'm gonna start editing this, but I'm gonna do that for the writing or editing vlog, whatever. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna jump back in and see what else I can take out of this. One tip I will give you also, if you have feedback from multiple people and you want it all in one place, that way it's easy to look through. I'm sure Google Docs does something similar to this. However, again, I do not use Google Docs. I like to work off one document in Word, and I had all of my critique partners give me feedback in different Word documents. So what I did is if you go in review and then you go to compare, you hit the compare button and then hit combine, you can combine them all into one. And then what it does is it will put all of the comments from all the different people in. You have to do them one at a time per document, but you can actually put them all in one document, and so that way I have all of the feedback in one document. The downside is you want to turn off formatting when you combine them, because when you have that clicked on, it'll add formatting that like none of them even did. If I go into each individual one, it'll like, it doesn't show any of these comments, but why is my hair being crazy? But then when I combine them, it'll say like, Laura changed the header font to 12 point, blah, blah. It's a weird word quirk. That's a weird word. It's a weird little thing that Word does that you can just avoid by unchecking formatting when you are combining the documents. The downside to that is that you will need to go back through each one and see if anybody suggested any formatting edits. I know Damien and Laura did for sure. So I'm gonna have to go back through and read, cause like things like italicized, stuff like that, those won't transfer over. That's something that you have to keep in mind. It does keep things like if you delete or move paragraphs, things like that, it does keep those though. So you will have to go back through, but it's easier to me. Okay, gonna go back to reading the stuff. So I am done with this vlog. No, I'm kidding, with this video. I read through and I just want to reiterate to anyone that's reading through critique partners or beta readers' feedback. No, again, I really want to drive this home, that unless you somehow found a D-bag to, you know, critique you, that no one is outwardly trying to be mean. And I think that when you're also giving feedback, you want to remember to be, like, I'm not saying to like hold back if you have actual critiques. You should always let an author know, because again, you're trying to help them out. You're trying to better their writing and their story, you know? And I think that is just something, you know, we need to remember, both when critiquing and reading critique. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Be constructive when possible if you have suggestions. At least I love getting suggestions. Some authors probably don't. Some writers probably don't like getting any suggestions at all. I like them, so if you have any suggestions for me, so maybe that's something you could ask either your critique partners when you're reading for them or they're reading for you, like if you want suggestions or not. I think that it's good to go in with an open mind. I did, and now my mind is fried. I have a feeling this is going to take a lot of work to edit, but I'm about to get started. That is going to be a separate vlog that I'm doing, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to edit this book. I went ahead and lit my sweater weather candle, and I put it in this very spooky bat. I'm all about Halloween, so I put it in this bat candle holder, which I got this at Bath & Body, because it was like buy one, get one half off or something. I got this half off. So this was originally, it was only $10, so that's not even bad, but I got it for $5. And I love it. I've had it for years now. So, it smells like sweater weather. Okay. So I lit that candle, I'm gonna get myself some more water, and I'm gonna dive into these edits. I hope that this video had something either entertaining or productive for you to talk about with your critique partners and stuff. It's been a wild ride reading these. I just, I don't even have a title for this book yet. This book is gonna kill me, I just know it. It's gonna be the death of me. It's gonna be the death of me. Okay, I'm losing my mind, so. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button below. And if you love the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. And until my next video, I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Goodbye.